Okay, hello there. So this is how to use collection instances correctly. So I have this scene here that I made, and you can see that each of these is an instance of this collection. So this is a tunnel. It's something we created in the live stream. If you want to watch the live stream, you can check the video section. You'll see that. And I make sure to join us in the next live stream as well. So yeah, it's what I used to create this scene here. And usually what people do is create a tunnel like this using arrays, but the problem with that is that since arrays just duplicate actual geometry, and let me see if I can show the statistics here. So statistics, I can see we have about 400,000 triangles. If I duplicate this, the number of triangles doesn't increase. And if I add, say, an object like this, let me make sure that okay, you can see that the number is increasing as I duplicate this. Same if I use an array, that will increase the number of geometry we have in the array, in the scene. As you can see, that goes up as I increase the count here. And so if we have a geometry like this and we use an array, all that geometry is going to be duplicated and it's going to increase on the number of triangles we have in the scene, which will slow down our scene. But if you have collection instances, you can duplicate these as many times as you want, and the geometry count will not increase or change. The number of objects will change, but the number of vertices, edges, faces, triangles will not change, as these are just instances using the same data as the original instance. So it kind of helps with your system so that it doesn't use much memory or much resources with the system, making it possible for you to pack more stuff in your scene. Yeah. So to set up correctly, to use instances correctly, let me just open up a new blend file here. So for example, if you were trying to create a tunnel like we have done there, all you have to do is first set up your module, say your collection, the first module that you're going to duplicate around as instances. Say we have this is going to be our tunnel. Make sure it's centered in the world like this. Let me just extrude this on the Y. So this is going to be our module, and you can have it in a collection. You can call it block or module 1, and maybe we can add a few objects into that module. We can add maybe a torus just for demonstration purposes. Let me turn on random colors here. So let's assume that this is our tunnel, and we can make sure that this is inside that module. And now we can even turn off this module for now, and now instance the collection module 1, and we can see that our module is here. So if we look at the statistics here, you'll see that we have about 1,200 triangles. So I can duplicate this and make the tunnel I want without incurring costs, because these are instances. They don't really add new triangles to this. And the great thing about working like this is that maybe I can move this here and have my camera moved here as well. Let me moved here as well. And now I can work within this module. And the reason why we have this at the center of the world, because if we don't, the original point of the collection will always be at the center of the world. So if I move this here, you can see these are all going to be offset here. So it's going to be very difficult to rotate them around or scale them. So when you work while things are centered, it makes it easy for you, since the pivot point is going to be at the center as well. So you can rotate this quite easily. If I move this front, you see it will be much easier to control. So I can add in other things. Maybe I can add a few, I don't know, rings or wire here to something like that. I don't know. You can see it's also being added to this. So anything I add here, as long as it's in the module collection, it will be added. And the great thing about working like this is that you can even have another collection. So let's say have a few pillars, because this has been added to this collection. It's also being duplicated in this instance. So let's make sure that it's not in that collection, so that make sure that this cylinder is not in that collection, so that it's not duplicated here. So we can have other collection instances inside our collection instances. So for example, I can set up this, I don't know what this would be, maybe a pipe. I have it in a collection called pipes. And now I can come to this collection and then Shift A instance the pipes collection. Now because I'm adding it to module 1, you can see it is also being added to the other collection. So you can nest collections into other collections. I like that. I don't know. Yeah, something like that. So maybe you have a panel of buttons here. Maybe let's do that. Let me see how long this has been. 6 minutes. Okay. Maybe we have a panel here you want to create. Actually, let me do it outside here. Let's say this is a panel. I can just okay, why is yes no, I have, let me use my asset library. This is a library of, this is my own add-on, just a way to gather my assets. Let me go to my hard surfaces, and I just create a panel. My hard surface doesn't really have, yeah, kit bash is where I want to use. So I have, let's say I want to create a panel here that I could use, and you always want to have this in the center of the world to make the process much easier. You can make this, model this, or just import them from somewhere. I'm just importing them. So let's say this is our button. I don't know, maybe it's I don't know, an interface for a sheep or whatever. Let's see, what else can we add in here? Can add in this. Just adding some random objects. Like that. This, we can have this into a collection called, I don't know, buttons. Like that. And then go to our module here, and we can instance the buttons. Shift A, collection instance, buttons. And because our buttons were made off center, that's why you see that they are not really centered very well. So let's go back to the buttons collection and just move this like that, so that is centered. And now we can have this like that. Maybe can even, let me see, come here, make a cut there. Let's say that's going to house our interface. Not perfect, but just demonstrate the concept. Now, if we go back to these, you can see that actually you can even see it from here. They're not really instanced yet because the buttons instance is outside the module 1. So if I bring it to module 1, you can see now this gets instanced everywhere, like that. And what you can do if you want to say the second module to be different from the first one, and then to have a pattern like that, so you don't have these repeating, you can just duplicate this module. So let's say duplicate this collection, and maybe call this module 2, like that. Let's first hide module 1, and maybe module 2 we don't have this, and we don't have the buttons. Maybe we just have some sort of, I don't know, just brainstorming ideas here, like that. Maybe that's how we want it. Now maybe we can also add, I don't know, what else can we add? Maybe we can have the panel. So let me duplicate this and have it in the module 2. So module 2 is different from module 2. What you can do now is that we can remove this, instance back the module 2. So you see that looks quite different from module 1, and we want these two to have this instance. So I can just Control L, link object data. Does that work? Control L. Okay, it doesn't seem to work, but you can't link, it seems, instances. But what you can do, because I just wanted an easier way to replace this, the position of this, but that should be easy. You can just cursor selected, get rid of this, and then just move this to the position of that, and now just realign this. So you can see that module 2 is a bit different from module 1. Basically a different way to work, and that's exactly what I did here. But for this case, I just used this module and one module, and it was enough. And you can see when I move this, when I change things here, it affects the rest of the build, or the setup. Yeah, that's it. Thank you for watching. I'll see you in the next video. Maybe let me play back the rendered version of this. Yeah, so this is what we did in the previous live stream. If you want to join us in the next live stream, that would be amazing. Thank you.